right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. So as we draw closer to the official release of Rockstar's next Grand Theft Auto game, a bunch of details are starting to find their way onto the internet, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over a ton of news, such as Jason's alleged voice actor that has been revealed, and we're also going to talk about just how detailed GTA 6 will be, because according to a recent leak, over 70% of buildings will have fully built-in interiors using a new AI system, and yes, you can actually enter those buildings. Guys, we have a lot to talk about in this video, so check the chapters for easy viewing. Also, I'm giving away a PS5 to enter. It's super easy. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, comment your Twitter handle, tweet me proof that you're subscribed, or send it in my Discord, and that will enter you for a chance to win. So one of our main pieces of GTA 6 news to come out recently was a potential confirmation of who exactly is going to be playing Jason, the protagonist for Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, for a while, it was reported that Brian Zampella would be playing the male protagonist in GTA 6, but there hasn't been much hard evidence to support that. Quite the contrary, there's evidence to support that he's actually not the actor. However, not too long ago, the internet started to realize the main role may actually be played by Gregory Connors, which Connors himself hinted at that not too long ago. Connors recently updated his official acting resume to include an unnamed Rockstar Games project planned to release in 2025, and his resume also stated that he is playing a lead role. Now, obviously, GTA 6 is the only game that we know about that could match this description, unless of course Rockstar is planning on announcing and releasing something else next year, highly doubtful. And since Jason is the main male character, a number of people have started suggesting that Gregory's unnamed lead role is indeed going to be Jason. Now, in case you have any doubts about Gregory Connors' experience for a role like this, his resume is pretty solid, which isn't surprising since Rockstar only hires the best talent for their projects. Connors played Brandon on the miniseries Morganville, and more recently had an uncredited appearance in the 2024 remake of Roadhouse. Now, sure, I guess it's fair that he hasn't had any mainstream roles, but that doesn't mean that he isn't talented, and assuming these reports are correct, this could be what catapults his career to the next level. Now, there is still a possibility that Jason's actor remains unknown, because we do have to remember that just because we know he's playing a lead role doesn't mean we know who's playing the protagonists. It's entirely possible that Gregory Connors has been brought on to play one of the main villains, or maybe he'll be a side character like a cop or a news reporter who plays a frequent role in the story. Quote-unquote lead role could mean a lot of things in the context of an open world video game of the scale that Rockstar creates. It could be that he's just a lead character role for GTA Online. But that being said, several members of the GTA community have compared Gregory Connors' voice to what little dialogue Jason had in the first GTA 6 trailer, and honestly, it seems pretty close. Either way, we'll surely get confirmation in the near future, but right now, it's looking pretty open and shut. Now, it wouldn't be a Rockstar open world game without a giant map, and we recently got new leaks revealing how Rockstar is approaching the design of the buildings. GTA fans have been asking Rockstar for a long time to make a game where most, if not all, of the buildings actually had interiors, and according to this leak, as well as the technology behind the leak, our wish might be coming true. Now, the leak stated that 70% of the buildings in GTA 6 are going to have interiors, and the buildings will be enterable. Now, as much as this sounds amazing, I think it might be overblown a bit. 70% is a huge number for a game like this, and it would be a ton of work for the hardware, and I personally don't know if the consoles are capable of handling something of that scale. However, this is Rockstar we're talking about, so anything is really possible. Now, with this being said, I do think GTA 6 will have a lot more enterable buildings than anything Rockstar has made before, but 70% seems pretty high. If there are that many buildings that end up being enterable, I think we should be prepared for a lot of the buildings to only have some rooms as opposed to being completely designed and furnished. For example, if a hotel building is enterable, you might only be able to walk around the lobby, and then the elevators and stairs will be locked to keep the hardware from getting too overwhelmed. That being said, I 100% expect GTA 6's map to have a good number of fully designed buildings and their interiors, and it'll definitely be a much bigger game than ever before. But 70%, I think that might be a bit wishful thinking. Now, there's also been a bit of conversation in the community recently about Rockstar using AI or procedural generation to design building interiors, similar to what Bethesda did with Starfield's map. If Rockstar is actually trying to maximize the number of enterable buildings around the map, they probably won't be able to just handcraft every single one of the buildings, because that is just way too much time. Just think about how many buildings there are on GTA 5, and then think about how many more buildings there will be on GTA 6. Expecting Rockstar to handcraft every single one of their interiors is a bit much, even with how long this game has been in development. If Rockstar is going to try to get a solid percentage of the buildings to be enterable, they'll inevitably have to use procedural generation, possibly some AI tech, to some degree to get the job done, but I don't want you to think that means that the game is going to automatically suck. Procedural generation is a bit of a dirty phrase in gaming nowadays, but it doesn't have to be. Procedural generation is done all the time, and when it's done correctly, it works really well. Just like how other developers developers use procedural generation, they'll make a rough blueprint of the buildings and then go in and manually fix them to make them more realistic and fun to play in. I guess what I'm saying is don't get too upset if the news comes out later this year and confirms that Rockstar used AI or procedural generation to make GTA 6, because with a project this large, it was inevitable that they'd have to use some of the more modern tools in order to make the size and scale that we expect it to be. I feel like the word AI nowadays has just become the boogeyman, when in reality, gaming has used AI for a very long time. Now, since we're on the topic of the GTA 6 map, I'd like to talk about a community project called the GTA 6 Mapping Project. Well, it's still going stronger than ever, and they recently released an update and it looks amazing. For those of you who are out of the loop, the GTA 6 Mapping Project is a passionate group of fans who have been combing through all of the leaks over the last few years and have literally cross-referenced them with the official trailer from December in order to create a mock-up of the game's open world. The GTA 5 mapping project ended up being pretty accurate, and the GTA 6 mapping project has even more people working on it and even more leaks to use as a reference point, but just how big is it now? Well, according to the recent April update, the play area is going to be absolutely massive and include a large chunk of the state of Leonida. At least 3 major cities have been confirmed, and there's even some other conversations in the community right now over whether or not there will be other major cities as well. Vice City is meant to be a parody of Miami, but with the mapping project more or less confirming a massive play area, and with the developer's son suggesting 2 other major cities, it seems like there will be other parodied versions of Florida cities like Tampa and Orlando. The second GTA 6 trailer is likely going to confirm more locations on the map, but for the time being, the mapping project is really exciting to look into, and I think there's a pretty solid chance it ends up being legit given just how much of this game has already leaked. So next up, let's talk about the second GTA 6 trailer, which is almost certainly going to come out some point this year. With my prediction being around the Game Awards time, Rockstar elected to release the first trailer before the Game Awards last year, so that way they wouldn't crash the event, and I think there's also a very good chance that they do the same thing this year as well. Releasing the second trailer around the 1-year anniversary of the first one would be a pretty solid strategy. With the game confirmed for 2025, Rockstar and Take-Two are more than likely going to release some marketing this year, and the hype campaign will probably kick into overdrive once the second trailer comes out. But I guess this is all somewhat dependent on when in 2025 they're expecting to drop the game. Will it be early 2025? Will it be late 2025? But I also doubt Rockstar is going to wait more than a year between the first trailer and the second trailer, so that's one of the reasons why I'm expecting a trailer 2 to come out by the end of this year. Now, one interesting detail that was confirmed after the release of the first trailer was the fact that the PC version of GTA 6 is seemingly not going to be available at the same time as the PlayStation and Xbox versions, which obviously isn't out of character for Rockstar, but I think a lot of gamers were hoping that GTA 6 would break the trend. Rockstar has almost always had a delay between their console games and the PC ports, so that way the PC versions can be polished as possible. But with how much PC gaming has grown since the release of GTA 5, some were hoping that GTA 6 would launch day and date on Steam. However, the only versions of the game that are confirmed to be launching in 2025 are the PS5 and Xbox versions, which seemingly confirms that it's going to be a bit of a wait for the Steam version. On the other hand, GTA 6 is going to be the biggest launch of all time, and there is a giant chunk of PC gamers who are going to wait until the PC version to buy the game anyways, so it seems a little strange that Rockstar is waiting to release the Steam version or even the Rockstar Games launcher version when there is so much money to be made with it. I guess you could say that they're hoping some people are double dipping, but at the same time, people don't do that as much as they used to. The PC version of this game is going to sell like crazy no matter when it comes out, but I think if Rockstar were going to include the PC community with the launch hype of GTA 6, it would greatly benefit them. Nowadays, people just aren't as open to buying a console for a singular game the way they used to, and now that a lot of people own a modern gaming PC, it might be a pretty tough sell for some of those people. But what do you guys think about all this news? Do you think that the game is actually going to drop on PC day 1? How detailed do you think the map will be? How many buildings do you think we'll be able to enter? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed my coverage, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe with your notifications turned on so you're not missing out on the latest gaming news. Don't forget to enter the PS5 giveaway, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.